Assalamu alaikum, welcome to my channel Mathematical Rule. So in our today's video we are going to start our lecture with the continuity of the sets that in our previous lectures we have learned about the union of sets and intersection of sets. Now in our today's lecture we are going to learn about the difference of sets. So let's start that what is the definition of difference of sets. That suppose if we have A and B are two sets then their difference that can be written as A minus B. So if A and B are the two sets, then their difference can be written as A minus B, or we can write this A slash B. And this can be defined as A minus B is equals to X, whereas X, you remember that X, we have mentioned already that X are the elements of the sets. So X, whereas X belongs to A and X does not belongs to B. So that's that way that we can explain the difference of set A and B, that can be written as X, whereas X belongs to A and X does not belongs to B. And if we say that, if we find the difference of these two sets, like B minus A, so this can be written as X, whereas X does not belongs to A and X belongs to B. So we are taking an example to understand that how can we find the difference of two sets from first set minus second set, or the second set minus first set. So in the both ways, that the answer will be different with each other. Different will be each other. So let's suppose we take a set A as, we can say that the set A is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And suppose that set B is equals to 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So that is the example that we are going to take to understand that how can we find the difference of the sets. So set A is given as with the elements of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and B is the 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So when we find the difference of sets of first and second, so first minus second, A minus B. So A minus B can be written as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus B is 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So what will be the answer when we subtract these two sets? So the difference of the set A and B can be written as, first of all, we have to see that which elements are common in these two sets, in set A and set B. So just I'm going to underline those elements which are present in both of them. So 2, 4, and 5 are the common elements which are present in both sets A and B. So in subtraction, we are going to take these elements from the first set, and then the remainder elements we will have to write down there. So the remainder elements will be 1 and 3. So that's the difference of the set A minus B. So when we have to find the difference between two sets, so you have to remember that the remaining elements in the first set can be written as the answer of the difference of first two sets A and B. So when we see that the common elements in both of these sets, so these common elements will be taken from the sets, and the remainder element of first set will be the answer of the difference of set A and B. So the remainder elements are 1 and 3. So 1 and 3 is the answer when we find the difference between A and B. So if we see that what we have written over there, so x, whereas x belongs to A and x does not belong to B. So x belongs to A means the remainder elements of set A will be written as in the answer of the difference of these two sets. But x does not belong to B, so the remainder elements of the set B will not be written in the answer of the difference of these two sets. So that's the meaning of this set builder notation that given in the example of the difference of the sets A and B. And on the other way, when we find the B minus A, so let's see what happens when we find the B minus A. So B minus A will be written as the first set B. So B is 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8 minus A. The elements A are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, we will see that the common elements of these two sets. So similarly, 2, 4, and 5 are the common elements of these two sets. So the B minus A means the difference of B and A will be written as the sets, the remaining elements of the sets B will be written as in the answer. So remaining elements are 6 and 8. So these are the answer of set B minus A. So that's the difference. If we see that the set builder notation that can be written as B minus A, where x, whereas x does not belongs to A, but x belongs to B. So the answer given, we have found that the 6 and 8, so these are the elements of B, but these are not the elements of A. So that's the difference when we have found the difference between A and B and B and A. So the answer is different. So when we find the difference between A and B, so answer was 1 and 3. And when we found the answer difference between B and A, the answer is 6 and 8. So those two answers are different with each other. So A minus B will not be equals to B minus A. So subtraction means the sets which are the common will be cancelled with each other, and the remaining elements of the first set, whichever has been written, so we have to write the remaining elements of the first set. So first set can be A and the first set can be B. So that's the way that we can find the difference of the sets, given sets A and B. So let's take another example that can we understand that how can we find the difference of the two given sets. So let's suppose that A, example number 2. So let's suppose that A is the set as, you can say that 2, 3, 5, 7. And B is given as 3, 5, 8. So if we find the difference between A and B, so A minus B will be equals to 2, 3, 5, and 7 minus B is 3, 5, and 8. So let's have a look at which are the common elements in between these two sets. So 3 and 5 are the common elements. And remember that when we are going to find the A minus B, then the first set is A and the second set is B. So in the answer, the elements of the remaining elements of the first set can be written as in the answer. So the remaining elements are 2 and 7. So 2 and 7 is the answer of the difference of set A and B. So if we find the B minus A, then the B set will be written first, 3, 5, and 8, minus the A set is as 2, 3, 5, and 7. So again, underline the common elements. So underline the common elements. So we have come to know that the difference between B and A, the same elements are common, but the answer will be 8, because we have to write the answer as the remaining element of the first set. The first set in this example, B minus A, is 3, 5, and 8, and the second set A is the 2, 3 with the elements of 2, 3, 5, and 7. So in answer, we will have to write down the only first, the elements of the remaining elements of the first set. So first set is now B and second is A. So the remaining element of the first set is A. So that's the difference between B and A. So the difference between the two sets always will not be equal to each other, because if we find A minus B and B minus A, then the answer will not be equal to each other. So the answer of A minus B is 2 and 7, and the answer is B minus A is 8. So that's the way that we can find the difference of the two sets. So hopefully you will understand. After watching this video, I have explained in the easiest way, the easy to understand, that how can we find the difference of given sets. So inshallah, I will see you in my next video with some more examples about the sets. So तब तक के लिए इजाज़त दीजिए। खुदा हाफिज़।